It's been several years since we've been talking about a shutdown. I think we've got some muscle memory. I think we can still come at this with a little bit of memory. You know, we know that there's going to be some furloughs. We know that data disruptions are going to be in the mix. We've seen all that before. What we haven't seen before is the threat from a US president, but also laying off workers. And I think it comes at a crucial moment where there are questions about the state of the economy, the fragility already in the labour market. And if there are to be further job losses, does it then create even more cracks in the labour market? So I think the threats are significant for markets at this hour.
You say the threats are significant for markets, but markets seem to be looking through the shutdown.
Absolutely right.
And I think maybe to your point, we've been here before, and what we've learned from government shutdowns in the U.S. in the past, they don't last long. They don't typically last long. I mean, what is relatively unique about this one? It's a full government shutdown, not a partial government shutdown. So we haven't seen that since 2013. That one lasted about 16 days. But I think ultimately markets believe this is just going to lead in large part to a disruption of the data releases, but otherwise not a huge impact.
I'm afraid I'm with you on this one, Karen. I don't get me wrong. We were referring to the artist known as Shaggy yesterday. You missed that peach.
I'm so glad I missed that part. Joys of doing an early shift.
Believe it or not, that was a highlight of the show.
Because it's just about this century. But my point is it's a rounding error, the cost of the 2018 shutdown, which was, 40-odd days, I think it was. The fact is it cost the US economy at the time around about $11 billion, of which $3 billion never came back again. Let's just kind of, as you say, use our muscle memory, assume it's the same kind of thing as well. What is $3 billion compared with the tech rally or whatever? It's a rounding error for Jensen Huang. It's a rounding error for all of those geniuses out there who think that nothing can touch this Teflon-coated market. So whilst I actually agree with you, it should be something, another sign that the market should be just a little bit worried about as well, given the fiscal position of the United States government as well. The fact is, the market doesn't seem to care about anything until it does, and one day it will care about all of these things. I don't know if it's today.
Duration is the key, and I mentioned the lack of data points now. If we continue on through this week, the payrolls number, it is somewhat crucial to get a sense of the labour market. But then if this keeps on going, we get to September inflation reports that won't be crossing for analysis. And this, of course, has an impact for the Federal Reserve as we gear up for that next rate cut.
Just for the Fed, though, they don't need that data. They already have their own sources. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, the US federal government has shut down for the first time in several years after Republicans and Democrats failed to reach an agreement to extend funding past the midnight deadline. The Congressional Budget Office has estimated around 750,000 federal employees will be furloughed as a result, with the total daily cost of their compensation roughly $400 million. Others, including air traffic controllers and military personnel, will work without pay. Congressional leaders have maintained opposing positions, with extending enhanced affordable care tax credits as part of any stopgap funding bill, a key sticking point for Democrats. A House-passed stopgap bill, which would have extended government funding until the 21st of November, fell short of the 60 votes required to advance through the Senate. 3 Democrats joined all but 1 Republican in support, with another vote on the measure expected today. US President Donald Trump put the blame on Democrats as he threatened layoffs.
The Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into the country, and that's what they're insisting. We're doing well as a country, so the last thing we want to do is shut it down, but a lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.